Hey everyone, my name is Lindsay. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you are new here, I do mini savings challenges, sinking funds, cash envelopes, all through the glory and by the grace of God. And for those of you that have been around, you kind of know the spiel, and I, of course, thank you so much. I'm really excited. We're going to be doing another mini savings challenge stuffing, and I have like two parts of my side hustle. So a little bit from BeautyCounter and then my Etsy pay for last month. Before we get into this, I just want to real quick say, I see so many of you guys who are so wonderful and do like shout outs for everybody. And there are so many wonderful channels for the budgeting community and so many awesome channels for people to watch. So, Homestead Wannabe had her budgeting content, and she realized that that was not working for her, and she has switched to homestead and gardening videos, and she's going to kind of take you along from the journey from the start to finish, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm super passionate about finding ways to be a little bit more self-sufficient and self-sustaining and gardening and doing things that are great for the environment and the earth. And so I encourage you guys to either stay subscribed to her channel or go check her out and subscribe. Homestead Wannabe, I'll put it down below. But what I also want to ask you guys is, I don't have a ton of time to like find new channels, which I try to watch here and there when I can, when I'm doing things around the house or with the kids, but it is a little hard. A lot of the times I have to like, wait until it's at night, and then I have to put the subtitles on and like read it. Anyway, this is what you do, right? When you got babies and kiddos. So I'm asking you guys to put in one of your favorite channels down below. If hopefully each person can put somebody in different. So let's try not to repeat. But I think this would be a great way to give some shout outs to other budgeting channels and support each other, lift up, some other channels, and allow people to kind of find maybe some new channels that they had not seen before. So that's the way I want to do shout outs today. And I think this would be a really good thing to keep going with. Every once in a while I might do this again because I could totally list a few. I do have some channels tagged like on my channel. I don't know how to explain that. But I think sometimes, like I said, there might be some that I'm not even knowing about or finding. So I would love to hear from you guys. Just list down below in the comments what your favorite is, and then we can all support and share and love on each other and just get to see some new content. Oh, before I go into this, gosh, I'm sorry guys, this is like a long entry. I have some new items in the shop. So this is one of them. I didn't get a chance to cut it out, but the $20 savings challenge, this is actually a bundle, so you will get another page that also comes with the $10, $50, and $100 savings challenges. And then I have it in the A7 size as well, and then it comes with its own little withdrawal breakdown slip. And then I did another one for gas savings, which is fun, and it comes with its own little cash breakdown withdrawal slip. This is the back of that. So we're gonna actually be getting into that today. I added a fifth one to my savings challenge. So let's get started. All right. So today we're gonna be stuffing 184. So remember I've told you guys I do BeautyCounter. So that kind of like is an ebb and flow. So I only have $13 from last month, which is, it's fine. I mean, I'm not really working that business a lot. I'm not doing a ton with it. So to even have anything coming in, I'm always grateful for that. The rest of it is from Etsy, and I just thank you guys so much. Etsy has been, such a fun, creative journey for me, and I love having this outlet to kind of get some of my, creative things down and to share with you guys. Plus, it's just fun. I hope you guys are thinking that it's fun too and loving it. But I'm beyond grateful for it. So we've got 1, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, and 84. The way I have this set up today, I actually am going to go ahead and finish out the 52. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the 32 envelope challenge. All right. So let me count up where we're at, because I know I'm going to be swapping in 100. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 54, 20, 40, 50, 55, 56. Okay, so we are doing total 73, 20, 40, 50, 56, nope, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I know this sounds silly, but I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna get my change. So that way I can swap in for 100. Now let's count it up. Make sure we have 528. 1, 2, 3, 4. 455, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Well, I have an extra $1. Okay, so I think at some point I must have put in an extra $1 somewhere, obviously. All right, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about time management and just how to prioritize. So this is something that my mom and I had kind of been discussing. You know, we honestly but like everyone in my family is entrepreneur mindset, right? And so we always have these goals and these things that we want to do, but sometimes I think in life, like, it can be really hard to figure out how to achieve all of them, what order to do it in. And there's a lot of great Bible verses that talk about time management and that can kind of guide you through this. And one of the things, obviously, I do or try to do on a daily basis is to start my day with God. And that sometimes is in prayer. Sometimes that is in the Bible. It depends on how much time I have. I feel like to be able to start the day in prayer, it's sometimes a little easier because I can just do that silently with whatever is happening. But I prefer to have the time to read my Bible. It always just helps me, gives me clarity. It's usually speaking, very much to something going on in my life. And, I do feel like it gives me a really good start to my day. So that is kind of my first and foremost thing. Now, the other thing that I like to do is to list out some of my goals and tasks that I do want to accomplish. So right now, I've been juggling. So I'm obviously, like I've told you guys, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I also homeschool. And I started doing these videos, and then I also have the Etsy shop that goes with that. And then I'm doing the remote part-time job as well, and a wife, and there's just, right? Okay, think about it. We wear so many different hats, okay? We do so many different things. So you have to, prioritize all of that. Obviously, I'm going to say, which I've said before, the biggest thing is to always give yourself grace. So as far as time management goes, we can have all these goals, we can have all these expectations, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to give yourself a little bit of grace and a lot of love, because these are goals, these are set there for you to try to achieve them, but we can't do everything all at once, all the time, right? Okay, so I'm going to set this one over here. This is going to be going into our next sinking fund video, but that's not going to be, I'm probably going to wait because I'm going to wait till our paycheck comes in. All right. So, sorry, I'm going to pause on what I'm saying for a minute. Let's get to the dragonfly. Dragonfly, we're doing 10 today. So in terms of the time management, I also, I feel like listing everything out is super important. And that's one of the things, when I'm thinking about stuff that I want to get done, I can get really lost, in my head, trying to think of the tasks and how I will achieve all of that. And I've found through the years that if I just write it down, it kind of releases that from me having to constantly think about it or worry about it. It also reminds me to lift it up in prayer. and to give it to God, really. And whoops, I didn't put that in the right place. Let's see, we got 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80. So yeah, I think writing things down is also really fun, guys. And I'm sure some of you do this, but being able to like write a list of stuff and then look back on it later and see all of the things that, God helped you through or that you achieved. Like, it's just amazing to see how, wonderful it is, like, over time, that what you're working towards little by little is happening. So the other thing I will say, and I'm sure some of you guys like are familiar with this, but like doing kind of like a block schedule, right? Or like chunking up your day to where you do like whatever task for an hour or maybe 2 hours, and then you stop. And I know that can be hard because sometimes you get into stuff and you're going, like I know with these, sometimes I start creating and I get really hyper focused and I'm loving it, but I have other things I have to do that day. So I have to take a break and come back to it. And it's okay to do that. Like, it's okay, to put that little bit of time towards it and then do the same thing the next day. I think in order for us to wear all the hats, in order for us to do all the things, in order for us to kind of not get too overwhelmed, we do have to be very diligent with our time management and with how we are spacing those things out. All right, plant, we're doing 15. I'm going to color first because I always mess this one up. So we'll do 3. So I think the block timing has worked out really well. Just that way you don't feel like, I don't know how to put this, like you feel more accomplished if you can get little bits of things done each day, for whatever your goals and tasks are. It's kind of similar in my mind to the way that we do these savings challenges, right? Like, sure, I would love to be able to just save all the money for this all at once. Is that realistic? Am I able to do that with my budget? No. So I have to know that like little by little each week I'm going to be able to save. And then over time I get to see this being filled up, being completed, being put towards other, financial goals and tasks. So I think that's the way we need to look at it in terms of, in terms of our time. Oops, I don't know what I'm saying right now. I think that is the way that we need to look at it in terms of the block schedule and the block timing, if that makes sense. Let me know if you guys, do your tasks or your day that way. I also think, so there's lots of times where we might have like things that we have to do, right now. And then there's also times where we have things that are further out goals, like a year from now or 5 years from now or 10 years from now. Obviously, continue to take that to the Lord in prayer, lift it up to Him for guidance and timing. He is going to lead you and guide you through that. But again, that's where I feel like writing those goals out, writing those dreams out will help you to kind of put it to paper and then let everything naturally evolve and play out the way that it's meant to, because we can't do everything all at once. So let me actually tell you that one verse. I think it was James. Okay, so James 4:13. Now listen, you who say today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. Why you do not even know what will happen tomorrow? What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. So basically, we're not guaranteed, right? We know this, but it is wonderful to have all of these things that we want to do, but we can't put that pressure on ourselves to like do it right now. We can only look to like today and this moment and what we have. So I feel like that's why it's so good not to get overwhelmed by those things, because I believe that what, is meant to be will happen in God's timing and God's will and God's plan. So I think that, kind of tackling what you can and what you can impact for the day. Now, one of the other things I want to talk about in terms of the time management and what we do, and I think a lot of people in this budgeting community, like the mindset is to prepare and to plan, right? We're trying to get in a better place with our finances. And one of the things in Luke, it was Luke 14, and it's verse, I think 28. Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Will he not first sit down and estimate the cost to see if he has enough money to complete it? This is really good because that's also talking about planning and preparing. So we're trying to make sure that we're set up properly for these tasks that we want to achieve and tackle on, and that that we want to see through. Like, so there is a planning phase of it. There is a savings like portion to that, which is what I think we're doing and why it's so key. All right, so 20, 40, 60. We're doing 80 in this one. So perfect. All right. And then obviously my last piece of advice with this is ask for help, guys. So if you have a lot of stuff that you're trying to get done, or a lot of tasks, and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're having trouble with the time management, it is okay to ask for help. We can't always do everything on our own, and a lot of the times we do need our community. We need our people. We need our family or our friends or somebody to help us out to achieve those goals. And I think sometimes, like in the past, I've had a really hard time with that. And now I just realize that, that's what we're supposed to do, to help each other, to love on each other, to do these things together. So it's okay to ask for help. Okay, let me count this up real quick, and then I'm coloring in for 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 120. All right. So yeah, I just, I think that there's a lot of different things when it comes to time management and also things going on in your life. And, sometimes we're just not in the right emotional or mental place to do things. So it's okay to take a break and table it. Like, it might be something that we're meant to come back and revisit at a later date, right? It might not be our season. It might not be our time right now. But that doesn't mean that you don't forget about the things that you want to achieve. That doesn't mean that you forget about, what your goals and aspirations are. Again, this is why I use this. I use this book, Monthly Notes. I put in here goals and things that I want to achieve. And I think that it's just really helpful. I'm just really big proponent on writing things down. I'm also a visual learner. So for me, it just helps to kind of see it written out. And then I can also look back to see how long it took me to achieve those goals. But, most of the meaning of this message with the time management is just, again, giving yourself love and grace. Like, it is, you can't really have these high expectations. I think it's great to have goals, but not to put them on you to a level where you're stressed out then, right? We don't want to have the anxiety and the issue around it on that level. So, all right, let's get this in, and then I'm going to show you guys, well, I showed you already, but we're going to do the gas one. I'm going to try to explain this. I hope that you guys understand it. Obviously, this can be used in different ways. So what I'm doing with this one right now is I have $6 left, so I'm adding $6 in. But, okay, this is really tiny font, and I'm sorry. I didn't think it was going to be that tiny, but I also didn't have a lot of room to write. Okay, so if you can see this, oh my gosh, look how tiny. So if you fill this up, it's $150. So this says pick 1 to 3 numbers from the price per gallon each time you fill up and save it towards your gas budget. So my thought with this was to make this fun and to help you save a little bit more towards your gas bills. So all these numbers are kind of at random. So let's say that you filled up and it was $3.69, right? So I will pick the 6. But you could go through and you could save $3, $6, and $9, right? Does that make sense? Or you could just use this as whatever you have extra, and you just pick a number and save that amount. I mean, obviously you guys are so good. You can kind of get creative and do with it what you want. But that's just the way I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking about doing it. So today we're going to go ahead and fill in the 6. And I'm going to color in the gas pump. And I also did this in the A6 size. So obviously I like doing my savings challenges small, but you could totally do them in the larger size too, which it would make it a little bit easier. I know it's kind of hard to see some of these numbers, but I tried to make it work and make it fit. And I think that is it for me today, guys. And I just hope that some of what I discussed as far as time management helps you all, gives you a little bit peace of mind, direction in that. And I just also can't wait to see all of the wonderful videos and channels that you guys leave below in the comments. And I will look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. And I hope you have a blessed day.